Excited to introduce to you Miss Rita Fabin from South Middle, special education teacher. Read to you what her colleagues who nominated her for this award had said about her. Miss Fabin is the embodiment of true professional. She goes above and beyond to ensure that all students are being properly supported and will put in tireless work to achieve it. She closely monitors the progress of all her students and celebrates their success when goals are achieved. Ms. Fabin supports our school community by volunteering to help the football team run the chain gang on cold evenings. Even though she has little to no interest in football, she invests in our students. Chain gang, it's a sight. Multiple times this year, Ms. Fabin has played a key role in advocating for students that receive special education services to ensure that they are being properly cared for. Her knowledge and experience not only make it a pristine environment for her students to learn, but her coworkers to learn from her. Simply put, if I was a student, I would feel very fortunate to be a part of her class. Some of these kids aren't too far removed from being students in her class. They're a pretty young group of teachers you work with. Coincidentally, just this week, Ms. Fabin sent to me a Time article entitled, "There's a Better Way to Teach Students with Learning Disabilities." To quote from the article, "We now have special education educators who help students without labels and always refer to learning differences rather than learning disabilities. This may seem like a small linguistic shift, but it is one that changes students' perceptions and pathways." I think this captures Ms. Fabin, and I know this resonated with her without even talking to her about that. But Ms. Fabin is not just a sweet personality that smiles fiercely and fiercely loves her students. She's not just a small linguistic shift. She gets results. Eric Jensen, in his book, Teaching with Poverty in Mind, writes, "Ultimately, all we educators have are our stories or our results. Those who don't get results often cling to their stories about why success eludes them. Those who get results simply point to the numbers." Now, Ms. Fabin is very modest. She would never point herself to her numbers publicly, but I'll do it for her. She, obviously, special education teacher. She has an average SGP, which is student growth percentile, 57 on the STAR reading assessment with her students. This means she's getting more than a year's worth of growth in a year's time with our students, and this is remarkable. To go back to the Time article, the author was talking about all the special education services their student was receiving, writes, "With all these recommendations for teaching my student should receive that would really help her, this all seemed like good teaching for all students. Perhaps this should not even be called special education. Maybe there's a better name, a good education." If this is true for all of special education, and I believe it is, then from this day on, Ms. Fabin will not be labeled as a SPED teacher, but rather an exceptional educator. And I've cleared this with Dr. DeVilbus in all HR paperwork going forward. Ms. Fabin is not labeled as a special education teacher, but simply exceptional teacher. So congratulations on your nomination for 1920 Teachers Award.